today. I will just introduce her. I've got two things going on over here. So hang on a sec. Let me just close that. Sorry, I had my YouTube up. So anyways, guys, I'm so excited to be here today. It is Conversations with, I'm obviously Laura Ratliff. I have a dear friend on today. I met her through a company that deals with gratitude, and she is the heart and soul of gratitude, my friends. She is so spiritually guided. She literally listens to her intuition to live in this life. And I just thought today would be a great conversation. Catherine Rara, welcome to Conversations with, my friends.
Thank you for having me, Laura. How are you? Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, beautiful. And you're wearing your heart on your chest.
Oh, you know what? Yes, I'm not wearing it on my sleeve. I'm wearing it on my chest, thanks to you. So both of these, I want to thank you so much. I thought it was very appropriate to have you close to me at all times.
You're beautiful. So Catherine Rara Asaro Mayers. I love your name so much. It's so you. As you're tuning in, say hi. Tell us where you're tuning in from in the comments below. Today is just going to be a great conversation all about spirituality, I guess, and how to live with a true guidance. And I really wanted to bring up this title of a song that I saw, Rara. It is Spirit Led Me to Where My Trust is Living Without Borders. So I wanted to chat about that today. When I saw the title of the song, I was like, that is amazing. But firstly, let's tell everyone who you are, a little bit of background of Rara.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. So of course we met, and that was a divine intervention, of course. And we met through that company. And you talked about gratitude girls, gratitude. And I just wanted to say that gratitude is something that is close to my heart, and Gratitude Girls is something that we'll talk about later. I'm from New York. I was born in Brooklyn, and I fell in love and moved to Canada 36 years ago. And I'm here now. We're in Toronto. We have adult family. And I want to talk a little bit about that Rara name, just like, what is that from? And real quick, I'll just tell you, my very first grandchild named me. Those were his first words. So I branded myself, and it resonated so much with me. Little did I know that we would have 7 grandchildren. So it just landed in the right place. I don't know what else you'd like me to say about myself, because it's so hard to talk about yourself, really, like what aspect. I have a vast amount of years of experience. I'm married to the love of my life, and that was a journey. We were divorced for 16 and a half years, and we came back together again. And we were definitely guided spiritually. And I definitely follow my heart. I have a business where I work intuitively with my ambassador clients, and I'll be happy to answer your questions and feel what's going on today. And perhaps I can share a little bit about me based on what we think our audience wants to know, Laura.
I love that, Rara. So, oh my gosh. Hi, Quinn. So good to see you. Quinn Grovey was an all-star quarterback, and I'm Australian, so hopefully I'm getting the lingo correct, Quinn. But he just tuned in there. So thanks so much, and hi. So let's talk about this, because spirituality doesn't get talked about enough, I believe. And in business, especially if you're a business person or a sports person, or someone driven to achieve something in life, I think it's really easy to focus on the exterior world that we live in, but not nurture enough of the interior spirit, right? And that's when we do focus on the inside, that's when our spirit just glows and magic happens in abundance and so forth. So, Rara, let me read you this.
Yes.
And then you're going to tell me what you're thinking about it, or how you feel about it. So, Spirit led me to where to where my trust is living without borders. Now, what does that mean to you, Rara?
Let's talk about, you see these candles here? We're igniting manifestation today. Think about being ignited. Think about having the freedom in your mindset, in your heart and soul, of doing not what comes naturally, but what feels good and comes naturally. Think about using your senses. If we closed our eyes, what would we feel? How would we be guided? So a border to some people might be a restraint, a structure. That might be a border. Living life without borders could mean, depends at the level that you are, frequency that you're at. If you're operating at a very high frequency, then there are no borders. And if you're feeling a little bit dragged down, close your eyes, see how you feel. Take a deep breath. See if you can feel the freedom in the moment. And if you can, bring that with you a few times during the course of the day. It's a mindset, Laura.
Oh, I just got chills, Rara. I love that so much. I wanted to say to you, it's like a fable that I heard way back when. It could have been 10 years or something. And I don't even know. I think it might be in the Chinese fable. I don't know. But let me tell you this. It was something like there was a man sitting on a box, and the man kept on looking for the gold. He kept on going on adventures and looking for the gold, and he just couldn't find it. And all he had to do, he eventually sat down on this box, and he found the gold that was what he was actually sitting on the gold. It was inside the box, and all he had to do was look within. And so for me, I was like, oh, that's all about the direction of where we're looking in life. Like, we're always looking to achieve those goals on the exterior, or we're looking to plan, and all those things are good, but we really forget where our gold is, and that's on our interior. So when you just said embrace freedom, I love that. So did you have any comments about what I just said?
Yes, Laura, I'd like to talk about the moment that I fell in love and met my husband. And I know that many people will be able to relate to this. I looked up because I was sort of like running from something. I don't know what, not running. Let me rephrase that. Sorry. I was walking along the beach in Club Metaluthra. So let me set the scene. And I was walking and something flew in front of me. I wasn't sure what it was. So I reacted. I just sort of, when I say running, I didn't run. I just moved. And I bumped into my husband and I looked up at him. At that moment, I knew that was the man for me. If you've ever had a magical experience, it could be as a child, as an adult. There are many that I have experienced. I'm very fortunate, but that one I want to talk about because this embracing of that moment led us to a journey of love, divorce, and being married 3 times to each other. And each moment we embraced the initial moment that we had. We never forget how we felt at that moment. When you embrace a moment, it will live with you, and you can bring it and carry it through troubling times or other fantastic times. And it lives, it has a vibration. So I encourage you to be in this moment right now. Think about something that is really exciting, that has brought you pleasure, that you want to keep with you. There might be other aspects about that might have sorrow, might have pain, but hold on, bring with you, embrace the love. I almost get choked up when I think about it, because if I had not looked up at that moment and looked into my husband's eyes and allowed myself to feel what I feel, I would not be here 36 years later, having the history that we have together. It was not a fairy tale, but it is, because we're together now. It is quite the journey.
I love that so much, Rara. I think in this world that we live in, we are so on the to-do list, and then troubles come into our life, and then we start embracing the fear or the anger, which are all anger, which are all low vibrational that energy, right? And let's talk about vibration for a minute. We're human beings having a human experience, and our bodies actually send out a frequency which vibrates. And so if we're embracing worry and fear and anger on a daily basis, we're actually lowering our vibration. And kind of, when you think about that person calling you on the phone and then they actually do, well, that's just a frequency, and it's actually a thing. It's not just a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. So when we're living, and I love that you just said that about your relationship, that you're embracing that love and you're not letting it go. You're not, diving into life and doing the to-dos and then forgetting about the love, and then, you know what happens after that. So you're embracing love on a daily basis. And so, do you have any tips for anyone who's wanting to raise the vibration? Maybe they're in a kind of like a stressed vibration. How can we, on a daily basis, embrace love and embrace positivity instead of and let go of the nasties, the negative and the fear?
Right, it happens, and it's an exercise. It's like doing abdominal exercises, right? I know I should do it, and I know it's going to feel good, but how do I do that? Well, if you're watching this right now, anyone who's connected to you, Laura, anyone who is watching and aligned with you is probably adding pleasure to their life right now. So if not, I do encourage people to, hook onto that bright star, and that's really who you are. You raise the vibration. So if you're not sure how to do it yourself, find someone who's doing it. Look at Laura. Look at what you see and tell me how you feel. Week after week, podcast after podcast. And if that makes you feel good, then that's how you raise your vibration. You go right there with that person. Now, if you want to try that yourself, do that yourself and take a few minutes. Come up with something that feels really good. That ha, that rah, rah, that aha, that ah moment. That's a vibration that raises your vibration up. So we can do a little bit of coaching and training on that. So let's go. How's that feel?
Amazing, Rara. I love it.
Simple. It's that simple, Laura. Do that. Now, exasperate yourself with that. Run and jump and do that. Do that during exercise. Read a book. Wake up in the morning, before you go to bed, after you take care of yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say that. Look at someone you love. Look at them right in the eye and say that to them. Tell me if that raises your vibration.
Oh, so good, Rara. So good. So I kind of talked about it just before. We are living 2020, 2021 has been crazy. When you just have to turn on the TV to get filled with it, right? The negativity
Yes.
and all of that. So you're saying that we can literally just embrace positive energy by doing exercises on a daily basis, and that will help us because, again, our energy, we carry it around. I heard this the other day, actually, Rara, from another vibrational coach, and she said that we actually exchange energies when we talk to people. And so right now I'm actually feeling Rara's energy. I'm like getting goosebumps. I'm loving it. And so I'm smiling and all that good stuff because she's giving that energy to me. And so people I know are very stressed out, especially in Australia, because it's just, if you don't know the situation in Australia, please go look at it. It's insane. I can't believe we're dealing with it in this day and age. But my friends in Australia are very stressed out. And so when I talk to them, I'm getting that stressed out vibe back. So how can we live in this world? Yes, we're raising our vibration, but how can we, I guess, protect our energy as well? And how can we help others raise theirs?
That's a really good question, Laura. We get what we focus on, and we should be really careful what we say and what we listen to. We can choose to listen to people. We don't know what they're going to say. And when we feel the negativity come on, let it go. Don't put up any blocks. Just let it go past you. Sometimes we have to hear things. Sometimes we are chosen to hear things. Know that you get what you focus on. You ever drive a car and say, I'm going to get the best parking spot, or I never get a good parking spot? Whatever you tell yourself, whatever you focus on is what's going to happen. So when you're hearing things and you're out in the world, because we listen to our children, to our families, to our friends, people we just met. Sometimes they have a story to tell us and they've chosen us. Hold sacred space for high vibration. Be the person that has the smile. Do you remember the movie Pretty Woman? She said she wants to smile from her liver. Smile from within. Have an inside happiness so that whatever comes out, you have things that happen in life. You have bills, there's money situations, there's health situations, there's love and lack of love. These things come up. People get hurt. Sometimes they fall and they trip, and what do we do? When we have a happy heart and a happy constitution, we can bounce back. Have a daily ritual. I talked a little bit about gratitude, girls. So, I have a partner, Lori Delk, and we talk about at Gratitude Girls, write down 5 things every day that you're grateful for. Write that before you go to sleep at night and read that in the morning. That will keep you in gratitude. It's about being in alignment with that vibration. It's an exercise, Laura. Yeah, it's gratitudegirls.com. And we met through the same company. Oh my gosh, 10 years ago. We met on stage and we started this show. I can't believe it's 10 years. And we do talk to people about a simple process. Write down, take a book and write down 5 things every night that you're grateful for in detail. Not I'm grateful for Laura. I am grateful for Laura because Laura invited me to be on the show and Laura invited me to speak about my passion and it made me feel so good. That's what I want to read tomorrow morning because that will bring me right back to what you did for me and keep me in gratitude or align me with gratitude and then gratitude for you. And when I am putting gratitude out for you, you will feel that even if you're not with me, because I am working at that vibration and so are you. And you'll sense it. When somebody's thinking of you nicely and when they're not, right? Those looks. And you can feel it when somebody's got you on their mind. Sometimes you don't have to be in touch with someone. You don't. You can just feel it. So I encourage you to grab a book, take a pen, not a pencil, take a pen, and write 5 things that you're grateful for every night in detail. And then read it to yourself in the morning. Or if you really want to be adventurous, read it to your partner so that they know what you're grateful for.
Oh, so powerful. What you give out is what you get back tenfold. And we're talking about energy, ladies and gentlemen. What we give out, if we're constantly angry, that's what people are feeling. And that's what we get back. So if you're looking at your life and you're not happy with your life, maybe, there's just all this negative stuff happening. Look within, look at ourselves. Look, you can change in a minute. You can change your mind in a minute. Just takes a decision. That's what I love. And yes, we met through gratitude. And I learned this in my business like 10 years ago. Appreciation goes a long way if you're in business or personal life. Appreciate people on a daily basis. This morning I woke up and found that a friend of mine has got COVID and I'm pretty worried about her. So instead of just texting, I sent a card and a little teddy bear so that she can hug it and feel good, right? And it's these little tiny things that we can do in our life to better our life and better others. So if we can serve our soul first, then we can serve others, because you can't be of service from an empty cup, right, Rara?
Yes. And I'm so glad you brought that up because I want to just take this to a business concept for a moment. I have a company called The Bridge, and I am sending cards to my bridge. I use the word ambassador as opposed to client. It has a different feel. I send a card to my ambassadors with precious moments between us so that they have a memory about the vibration that we touched upon. So if you're a business owner and you're wondering, how is this going to work with me in business? I'm really a little bit too busy to work on my vibration and being aligned. Well, think about being aligned with your clients, your customers, your investors. Think about being aligned where people really feel you and they feel that you're paying attention to them. What Laura just said, she sent a gift. Imagine when you get a gift in the mail from someone, you get something very personal. So in business, if you're wondering how this will work with being in alignment, take it to the next level by not thinking about it, but just being and doing. Future-proof yourself by going out there and doing the things that need to be done without dragging it down and checking a box off and making it a task. Let it be the thing that you do on a daily basis. Raise the vibration so that when you are in your business, my company is called The Bridge. So think about that, Brooklyn Bridge. You go from one place and go to another. If you're selling something that has to do with the service or a product, you want your audience to think about you in a really high vibrational way. So practice that. It's the beginning of the year. If you haven't practiced bridging the direction, then think about what Laura just said, what she did. How would you feel if you were the person receiving something? You know they're thinking of you. Laura, I think that's an excellent best practice, not only for personal, but for business.
I love that so much. And oh, I just put you small. That can't happen. Let's put you through that. There we go. I just put a link up, ladies and gentlemen. Please do connect with Rara. She has the bio.link/Rara. Connect with her, get to know her. She is a beautiful soul. Is there any last words of wisdom coming from a spiritual place that you'd like to share with our viewers?
Yes, thank you, Laura, because it's the beginning of 2022, and some people start things in the beginning of the year. I start things in November for the following year. But I do encourage you to keep things very simple and don't complicate them. And when you're going from where you are to where you want to be, think about it in the easiest possible manner so that you can do that. Don't create a challenge for yourself. Create something that will bridge the gap very easily and smoothly, and have an open, happy heart and a happy soul for that. And tell me what happens with you, or tell Laura, and then she'll get back to us. And let us know if you can go through life happy and smoothly. It'll be much more enjoyable.
I love that. And I love you so much, Rara. We are having wonderful chat comments from Janice Lee. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hi, Janice.
Yay.
Hi, Janice. Yeah, awesome. Thank you for being here.
Margaret, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Tara, thank you so much for joining us. And Quinn, thank you so much for catching the live. If you are watching the replay, tell us your thoughts. Maybe you've had an experience that you've had an aha moment when you've been living, when you're focused on the exterior world, and then all of a sudden you turn inwards and magic starts to happen. We'd love to hear stories from yourself. And thank you for tuning in today. That is Conversations With. I'll see you on the next show. And thank you so much, Rara, for your time. I love and appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate you as well. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.